Hello everyone, I'm Tony Marfione and welcome to Microtech Blade and Board. We're going to take an in-depth look on how Tony Marfione makes an old-fashioned. Over the years, you've seen me have these things. I go out, I'll have an old-fashioned. Sometimes it's just a simple bourbon, but you know, I enjoy it. It could be done a bunch of different ways, and I've had really good old-fashions, and I've had some really shitty old-fashions on top of it. But you know, I rate the bar on how well they can do this, and if they can smoke them with some hickory or some cherry wood or anything else, it even makes it even better. So I can make an old-fashioned that I enjoy, and for a few of the folks that have had an opportunity to come and sit with us and have a cigar, they also say that you know, that our drink is pretty good. So I'm always looking at better ways to do these, but I have a couple different ingredients that I'll go over with you today. Of course, I'm going to be using blood oranges. I like the texture, you know, if the sweetness is good, and I'll also use a little bit of the outside of the rind as well. Again, I am no pro, and same with bourbons and whiskeys. I'm not a professional at like a sommelier or that sort of thing, but I know the ones that I gravitate to, that I enjoy on very limited occasions. So today we're going to go ahead and use, you know, one of my go-tos. Again, not the best, not the worst, but it is a bottle of Blanton's, and we're going to go ahead and make a Tony's Blanton's Old Fashioned. So we'll just start out here. It's kind of really cool. You know, I've had some, you know, it's like anything with the barrels, depending on the barrel. Some, you know, Sebastian and I, we've opened up one. Some have been really exceptional. Some of them were so-so, but it's hard to say. So we're going to go ahead and pop that open today, and that's what we'll be using. Simple syrups are the same thing. I have a couple different ones here. You know, we have Traverse City simple syrup, which is great. This one here is a spiced old fashioned, which I'm going to use today. But again, there's so many different ones that you could use, but it's like anything else, depending on your, you know, your taste buds. You want to go sweeter or a little bit not so sweet. You could play with the amounts that you put in your drink. You know, and as far as additional ingredients, you know, I like to use the Hella brand, which I'll go ahead, and that's going to be aromatic bitters and also an orange bitters. You know, I think that here's one more. I'm sorry. A name I can't pronounce, but it's a maple cocktail syrup, which is really great for old fashions right here. I'm not going to butcher that name on this one here. So we have a few different ones to choose from, and I've made them a bunch of different ways, but it's like anything else. Like your third old fashioned in, the way that I do it, I could be making this stuff with like Aunt Jemima maple syrup and you wouldn't know the difference and you'd be loving it. So that is a fact. Nothing like going somewhere and getting an old fashioned, somebody drops like those you know, beet red looking cherries in there. I hate it. But Luxardo cherries is, the Marciano cherries is unbelievable. They're wonderful to the taste and really does make the drink. So we'll use those today on our episode, and I'll top those off. So I'll put some in the mix, and I'll also garnish at the very end of smoking this. So let's get started. Smells wonderful. And I haven't even begun to drink yet. All right. Do one. Set that off to the side. Let's go ahead and do our aromatic bitters, and that's going to be 1, 2, 3. This one's open. 1, 2, 3. So 3 pops of the orange and aromatic bitters. Okay. Something I will measure out very carefully is I'm going to go ahead and use a tablespoon for, let's see what I want today. Let's do this spiced old fashioned one. It's actually quite nice. I'm going to measure that one out. Start clearing these out of the way. what I'm going to do next, I'm just going to go ahead and get the garnishment going for the actual drink itself. Set that to the side. Now what I am going to do is I'm going to cut a little bit of this. Oh, look at how pretty that is. All right, the old blood orange, love it. Go ahead and taste to see how that is. Beautiful taste. All right, we're going to go ahead and drop one of these in here. All right, get our sourdough cherries going. Going to drop 2 of the sourdough cherries inside the mix here. We'll do now at that point. Just prepare this and wait. The third, and we're just going to let that sit for just a moment. Okay, we're going to go ahead and give that just a little bit of a mix. What we're going to now do is we're going to go ahead and introduce some ice into this and get this chilled before we pour it on top of one solid rock. So we're going to get a solid rock ready to rock and roll. There we go. So it doesn't go flying across the room. This one here is in one of my favorites in the shape of a rose. You know, we get these things at Williams-Sonoma. I got everything from roses to hearts. Darth Vader had stuff like that. But we're gonna go ahead and drop a rose in our glass. Okay. Get that ready to rock and roll here. Some ice, and this is just to chill our drink down just a little bit. You could stir it. You can go ahead and shake it. This is a really cool smoking kit that my wife got me for birthday one time, and we've used it so much I need to replenish some of the supplies, but I'm going to go ahead and get that ready. We're going to go ahead and use just a hickory wood on the top of this drink before serving. You know, but it had apple, it had peach, it has cherry, the whole ball of wax, so we'll get that ready to rock and roll. Excellent. We got fire. All right, let's pour this. What we're going to do now is we're going to drop that garnishment on top of the rose, just like so. Okay. Oh yeah, look at that beautifulness. Okay. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to smoke that bitch. Let that sit for just a minute. Of course, really nice. Okay, and now, folks, here we have it, perfectly smoked, old-fashioned. Cheers. So definitely like, share, and subscribe. We look forward to the next video that we're going to do. Maybe I could try a different drink. Maybe we'll try a different dish. But definitely stay tuned, and thank you for joining us.